Hey everybody, it's me just making another video today. Just thought I'd bring you another video. Today this is going to be a wrestling video. Yesterday I brought you a music video. I mean, not a music video, a video talking about the music industry and then about the NBA games. But today is going to be wrestling. This is just going to be me talking about SmackDown is starting to look good right now, and everything that's coming together on SmackDown is starting to look good. So let's get with this video. I watched SmackDown yesterday, and man, SmackDown was a really good episode yesterday, and it's really showing that it's really started to show that SmackDown is starting to become more. SmackDown is becoming more watchable, and it's becoming more interesting than the stuff that's going on Raw. And it has mainly to do with Chris Jericho and many of the stars that came to SmackDown. Let's look what we had. We had on SmackDown. We had a promo with Chris Jericho where he was talking about him being the biggest star to come to SmackDown and do a lot of things that he said he was going to do, and being a multiple-time world heavyweight champion and a undisputed champion. And then of course you had Edge come out and interrupt him and started talking about that Chris Jericho has done everything, but he hadn't beat John Cena, and that Edge has been the one to beat John Cena, and that he beat him for the title on Sunday at Backlash. And then of course they were talking more and more, and then of course CM Punk came out and he was talking about him making an important announcement and then cashing in his Money in the Bank. And then Chris Jericho got upset about CM Punk interrupting Chris Jericho's promo and everything else. And then he was saying, "Who are you?" and this and that. And then of course CM Punk started talking more and more, and then of course that led to Chris Jericho being frustrated and headed into the back. And then of course Edge took offense to this as well. And then CM Punk announced that later on there'll be a main event match between CM Punk and Edge going at it in a one-on-one matchup. And it was just an awesome segment that not only showcased that Chris Jericho was on SmackDown, but it also showcased Edge as well, and it showcased CM Punk as well. It was just a nice segment. And then you had John Morrison against Shelton Benjamin, which was a really awesome matchup. I mean, if the match would have been given enough time, then it would have been a really, really, really good matchup. But instead we got a short matchup, but it was good for that short amount of time that they put it on there. Then you had Crying Time, who also put themselves out on SmackDown, and they had a dancing segment that happened on there between Eve Torres and Layla. You also had a fatal four-way elimination matchup between Chris Jericho and CM Punk and Kane and Rey Mysterio, which was a really good not CM Punk. It was Rey Mysterio, Kane, Jeff Hardy, and Chris Jericho. Really good fatal four-way elimination matchup where everybody showcased what they can do. This match also made Kane look strong and dominant, even though he ended up being one of the second or first guys eliminated in this matchup. The second one, I believe, was Chris Jericho. And then of course you had a good one-on-one matchup between Rey Mysterio and Jeff Hardy, which was a really good matchup, and I really enjoyed that. And then of course Jeff Hardy won by reversing the splash by Rey Mysterio, or the West Coast Pop by Rey Mysterio. He reversed it into a pin attempt, and now Jeff Hardy's going to face Edge at Judgment Day. I'm really looking forward to that matchup. Can't wait to see what they can do, because you already know Jeff Hardy and Edge can have good matches. They had good matches. They had a good match at the Royal Rumble, and then they had a good match in a triple threat match with, I believe, Triple H involved. So yeah, I really don't expect less from these two. And then of course you had Chris Jericho segments every time you had the Chris Jericho backstage segments where he was getting frustrated, and he had many altercations with many other superstars, and then of course he had the altercation with John Morrison, where he slapped John Morrison, and then the two went in and fought, and then of course CM Punk came out, and then Chris Jericho looked at him, and CM Punk just walked off, and then of course you had the MVP versus Dolph Ziggler matchup with MVP, who had Sherry Shepherd. Not sure who she is, but I know she's part of The View. It was a good matchup for what it was, and it showed that MVP has the crowd support, and he has the potential to be a future main event star, even though they had the segment with him and Randy Orton on Raw, but it still showed that MVP is destined for greatness. And then of course you had the CM Punk and Edge matchup, which was a really good matchup, where it showed that these two can have real good chemistry in the ring as they went on a one-on-one matchup. And then of course CM Punk ended up getting the victory over Edge, and CM Punk ended up getting the victory over Edge, which was a good thing because it made CM Punk look really, really strong. It made him look really, really strong at beating the World Heavyweight Champion. So it makes him look strong now when he's gonna end up cashing his Money in the Bank briefcase, which I believe it's gonna be Judgment Day, or it might be the Great American Bash. I'm not sure, but whenever he does cash it, he's gonna at least look strong this time, and not how he did last year. And then of course after the match, CM Punk ended up wanting to cash the Money in the Bank, but then before they rang the bell, Umaga came and gave him the Samoa Spike, and now it looks like we're gonna get a CM Punk Umaga matchup at Judgment Day. Really don't mind seeing that, as it should be a really interesting matchup. And then of course you had Jeff Hardy come out and attack Edge, and then of course CM Punk picked up his briefcase. My whole point is SmackDown this past Friday, yesterday, looked really, really good, and it's got me wanting to see the next SmackDown. And I believe SmackDown was this Friday was better, in my opinion, better than Raw, because Raw was kind of a little bit lackluster. But this SmackDown just featured everybody, even though it had MVP, who's on Raw, and he should have been on Raw because he was drafted to Raw, but still, that's them wanting to showcase him. But yeah, this SmackDown did everything. It showcased everybody. It set up new storylines, and this SmackDown has been really, really interesting, and I can't wait to see how everything turns out as feuds are settled, stars are going to be made, and now SmackDown is starting to look more brighter than what it did sort of last year, as you had the two same guys in the main event on SmackDown, but now this SmackDown has a potential of 5 or 6 new stars, and the 6 new faces in the SmackDown World Heavyweight title picture, and that's kind of a good thing, as like I said, they were lacking kind of a new face in the main event department last year, but now we're gonna get that this year with how SmackDown is now. But yeah, SmackDown looked good, and I'm looking forward to many of the stuff that's gonna start happening on SmackDown this year, and hopefully we get some new stars out of this SmackDown with John Morrison on the rise, and it looking like they're gonna probably push him, which I'm hoping, because I've been waiting for this. And then Shelton Benjamin, and then many other stars look like they're gonna end up getting put in a world title picture, or at least getting a world title run. And I just can't wait for this to happen, because it's starting to look good, and the future's starting to look bright on SmackDown for some of these guys who should be World Heavyweight Champion. But yeah, anyhow, this is my video. Thank you for watching. Just wanted to give you my insight about SmackDown starting to look real good. Hope you like my video. You can rate, you can comment, you can give me a video response if you like. And for some of you who are watching this video for the first time and haven't subscribed, feel free to subscribe, because I got a lot of good videos on the way. For some of you who have subscribed, look out for more new. You already know the routine with me. Look out for more new good videos from me, and hope to bring you another video whenever I upload another video sometime whenever I upload another video, and it probably might be something different or like about sports or something else. Until then, thank you for watching. I'm out. Peace.